Okay, Steve, it's another cold and frosty morning. How has the weather affected training this week?
Again, it's the same as everybody. I'm assuming, Ian, there's not going to be many training on grass this week. So, but I trained at the 3G facility at the university the other day, and it was really good. So, providing it doesn't affect any of the sort of senior players with old injuries, then we'll get back on there today and do as much as we can.
I suppose it's the same for everybody up and down the country, and at this level, are we quite lucky with the facilities that we have?
From what I've saw so far, yeah, it's as good as we could hope for. All we need is a full-size pitch with a good surface, and that's what we've got available. But even that today might be frosted over a little bit. But as I say, there's no excuses that side of things. We've got as good a facilities as anybody.
You've been in charge for 3 weeks now. How are you settling into life at the club?
Well, I mean, I love the club. It's a great working environment. The facilities, as I've said, are very, very good. They're a good squad to work with. But as I said on the previous number of occasions, we still need to click into gear as a team and as a squad. And there's a lot of things I'm changing as I'm going. See them working on a daily basis, but obviously the proof will be in the pudding when results start coming, and obviously we want them to come as quickly as possible starting at the weekend.
It's been a tough start for you against the top 2 clubs in the division, but what have you learned from those fixtures?
It's given me a really good yardstick as to what we have as a squad. As I've said before, I think I need to change the mentality as much as anything, and try and get a positive sort of winning mentality back into people's mindsets. But looking at the 2 teams that we've played against, they're flying. But the goals that we've conceded, I think we've conceded five goals out of 7, which have been sort of balls in around the box. So that goes without saying. That's something that we need to take responsibility for, both as a group and as individuals on the pitch. Taking ownership of the situation. Going and attacking the ball, going and taking responsibility, not waiting. So all messages that we're trying to drum into them.
You brought 3 players into the club on loan before the Chorley game. Have you been looking to strengthen further this week?
Yeah, I'm hopeful that something will hopefully drop later today or early tomorrow, and we'll have another body available for the weekend, and probably after Saturday's game. I'm hoping something will drop before the Tuesday night's game as well, and then hopefully that'll be the 5 loans replaced, and as I say, more options and more sort of more places up for grabs, I suppose. And the thing about the lads is as well, I've said to them I'm going to give them all an equal opportunity from training. I've changed the team twice now. The team will no doubt change on Saturday, and it's all about being in the winning sides and getting, as I say, getting a winning mentality going again. The teams that we've played, I know the goals we've conceded, I'm very disappointed in, but I saw a definite improvement against Chorley, as in chances created, energy, positivity, playing in their half, and that's things I need to press on further with. But the catalyst to everything is to be solid at the back. And you can do both. People have asked me what type of style you want to play. You can be solid at the back, and you can be productive going forward. There's no reason why you can't do both, as long as you're well drilled and people buy into it. So that's, again, they're the things that we're working on.
Do you want to say which areas you're looking to strengthen, or is it just generally increasing competition in the squad?
Just competition for places is vital, because it's the only way you can be successful. It's the only way you can be successful. Players pushing each other every day, policing themselves in training, and raising the standards every day. So that's the only way we can do it. And as I say, players that I don't think are going to buy into it, or players that think that they're hard done by, or players that they're the players that you'll probably see looking to get away.
Any inquiries for any of your players this week?
There's been a few. I mean, we've got some good players here, but as I say, I'm still in a situation where I'm looking at exactly what I've got. I'm getting a rough idea now of who I think I can move forward with. There's players that we have here who have not shown an interest to leave, but have been quite open to it. So if that's the case, they think the future may lie elsewhere. The thing about this league is and the league above, to be honest with you, most players are only contracted till the end of the season. So you do see players sort of panicking about what's going to happen next season. But the only way, in my opinion, the only way of taking the future is taking it into your own hands, basically. Be that good that it's impossible for me not to offer you a new contract, or be that good that's impossible for me not to play you. And you know that's their challenge as players. It's simple.
Looking ahead now to Saturday's game, we're away at Alfreton. What can you tell us about them, and what sort of a game are you expecting?
They play a similar system to Chorley. They play a similar system to what we try to play on Saturday. Whether we'll play it again is yet to be seen. You know, again, if a new player comes in, I'll have a look at where they can fit into the system. But as I say, I thought Saturday and really Stockport. You know, I don't think there's many teams sort of carved us open. All the goals have been avoidable, with the exceptions of, you know, the deflections have been unlucky, but all the goals and the lead-ups to the goals have been avoidable, all been mistakes really. So that gives me a little bit of, you know, a lot of hope really when you think of the fact that I don't think we've been carved open, had a load of one-on-ones with the keepers, and you know, people are getting beyond a lot. I just think that we need to, you know, cut out the sloppiness.
You went 3-5-2 for the first time last week. Is that a system that you tend to employ on a regular basis? It's
the system I feel comfortable, more comfortable in. Yeah, I think it's got a bit of everything if you have the right personnel. And I think what I've tried to do over the last 2 weeks is make sure that we've got enough balance in the team. I think that's very important. That when I was relatively successful, when we were relatively successful, run with Gateshead, the team was very well balanced, and that's what I'm hoping. You know, with bringing Tom in as a left-sided centre half, and also having people like Newton and Ferguson who can play that side naturally, and then right side as on the other side, which we've got a leader in the middle, which is something that I'm still probably looking for. And then balance in the midfield as well, with Paddy and Kemps being left-footed, and Burgee and Harris and Law. So, you know, the balance is starting to come as well. And I think when you do that, people will be a lot more comfortable shifting across the pitch, and people will be a lot more comfortable covering each other, knowing that they're covering on the strong side.
One of our players is currently on loan at Alfreton in Tom Allen. Can you just clarify the situation regarding that deal? Can he play against us on Saturday, and is there an option to recall him?
No, he can't play against us Saturday. Regarding this week, Tom hasn't trained with us sort of up till now this week. He won't train with us today, and the way training looks, again, he probably won't train with us tomorrow anyway, so Tom will be back. But Tom has been training regularly, and I do think while people are our players, I do want to see them. You don't know where the future might lie for Tom. You know, Tom might be somebody that really impresses us, and when I see him, when I get a chance to see them play for Alfreton, if we haven't got a game, you know, he might have a future here. You can't rule anything out. So while they're officially our players, you know, I do think it's worthwhile having players train with us, and it keeps them full time as well. But obviously not this week.
Just finally, team news. What's the latest on Simon Heslop?
Hezzy didn't really have a setback, but I think he pushed himself a little bit too hard with trying to get back. Which, as a manager, you're all for players trying to get back quickly. But I think he's took a step back this week, as in he's given himself he's given his injury a little chance to sort of heal, because he was pushing it so hard. As I said, this wouldn't have been much good for Hezzy anyway, with it being a knee problem, training on Astro 3G, so he won't have missed much. But hopefully he'll be back fit for the start of next week.
Any other injury concerns ahead of the game?
No, we've just got a couple of illnesses, a couple of sort of under the weather, but there's nothing that's going to affect the team on Saturday, hopefully.
Okay, thanks, Steve. Good luck on Saturday.
Cheers.